Hey, long time no see everyone. Team Rival back once again. Sorry about my kind of quote-unquote extended absence. May was a really long month. My sister got married, so that took up a bunch of time. Finals, which really, projects, finals, a whole bunch of stuff, that took up a lot of time. I was just really busy in general, so YouTube kind of had to take a little bit of a back seat. Now that it's summer, it can take a front seat again. And just in time for E3. Yay! E3, I'm sorry, has just gotten suckier and suckier as the years go on. And I think that's partially due to the internet, because it's literally impossible to hide anything anymore. You always hear about these rumors, these leaks, people are saying stuff, it comes in the GameStop computer, all that sort of stuff. So it's really hard to keep people surprised about stuff. And Microsoft just had their conference. I'll do the videos the same way I did it last year. I don't know if any of you were around for that, but I'll do a video for each company, Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony. And other video games that are announced by third-party companies like Ubisoft or Atlas or something like that, I'll mention as well in those videos. But the focus today is on Microsoft. You want to know what my reaction is? Why? Why? I don't understand. I did that last year too. Why? Why does Microsoft not surprise me once? Just one surprise, just one, oh, I wasn't expecting that, Cool. No. Straight down the list, factual. I knew everything that was already coming out, and they started shitty and they ended shitty. And I had my little list, I like to do a little notes and write my sort of stuff. They start out the conference with Halo 4. For me, whatever, I really do not care about Halo. If I'm going to play a shooter, I'm going like tactical, like I'll play some Tom Clancy or something like that. GoldenEye, I'll play, Nintendo 64, Battlefield if you want to talk modern shooters, but I'm really not that big of a shooter fan. So, especially for me, Halo 4, I have no enthusiasm towards games like those, because I've already played 4 Halo, so pass. The one game where I was actually like, alright, this might be, well, there was 2, but this one actually, I was like, this might look cool. There's a new Splinter Cell. Once again, not a surprise, they already announced it, or there was rumors of the title called Splinter Cell Blacklist, and, they were spot on, of course. They usually are spot on. And it looks way more intense than the other Splinter Cells, and I don't know how I really feel about that. It's, Splinter Cell has always been tactical, like you're crawling through the ducks, you gotta be really quiet. And this one, he's the one shot they showed, he was out in some like Middle Eastern battlefield or something like that. There were like explosions everywhere. You could distract enemies with your voice and do voice commands, that sort of stuff, and connect. And we'll get to that. We'll get to connect. Don't worry, I have plenty to say on fucking connect. And it's like more fast-paced, pretty much overall. And the executions from Conviction are back, where you get like the little bars and you're able to just kill people in one shot. That's straight, but I mean, it'll be a cool game, and I'll definitely pick it up. But that doesn't really blow the lid off of me, because I already kind of knew a new Splinter Cell was coming, and no surprises there. And then they go on it started out like this. It was like, oh yeah, we're getting something, and then it just plummeted right to the fucking ground. They talked about FIFA 13, Madden 13. Oh, we can do voice commands now. Whoop-de-fucking-do, Alright, listen, if you're gonna use Kinect, use Kinect! Don't use the microphone! How many times do I have to say that? Pretty much every single Kinect game that I've seen that's actually legitimately worth playing is just for the microphone. They only use the microphone. Like, alright, if you're gonna make Kinect for a game, make it for the game. Don't just be like, oh yeah, this is a $150 microphone, and you're only using the microphone when you have a better microphone that you can just plug into the controller. I understand Microsoft wants to push Kinect sales, but you're not going to push Kinect sales by just implementing voice commands or bullshit like that. Like, give a whole new side feature or something like that. If you really want to push Kinect like that, make people actually want Kinect. They don't care about voice commands. You can play the game completely normal, and if you had never seen a Kinect, you would not know the difference. But the Kinect adds so very little to these games. And with Madden 13, you can call audibles. FIFA, you can make substitutions. Like, I could just do that on the menus. It might be a little bit cumbersome, but whatever. They talked about Fable the Journey. I fucking hate Fable, so let's not even get on that. Oh, a new Gears of War. A new Gears of War. Why are they making another Gears of War? wow, my dogs are barking, whatever. See, they don't even like Gears of War. No one likes Gears of War. I hate Gears of War. We don't need another Gears of War. Gears of War 3 just came out less than a year ago, like literally 8 months ago. I mean, Gears of War came out, I think. It came out in September, I believe, if I remember correctly. You don't need a new Gears of War. I don't care if it's a prequel. I don't care if it's about Baird. It's going to be the same shitty cover, you know, big bulky guys doing that weird like run they do where they're just really hunched over, and all the way down to the fucking, like, that just, I don't care. Gears of War, you can implement new multiplayer, you can change it up, you can do that sort of stuff. I don't really care. Then they make a new Forza. I don't really like racing games. If I'm playing a racing game, I'm playing Initial D, Mario Kart. It's either going to be, you know, crazy Japanese drifting, or it's going to be, you know, like a kart racer where you can kind of just shoot stuff, and it's more, it's not like all like Gran Turismo, like you have to modify the car, you have to get the license, and then you have to drive. But you can't drive too fast. You gotta make sure to break around those turns. I don't really care about that. That's not my type of game, you know. I guess that's cool if you're a Forza fan, but you didn't need to announce a new one. And then they just went on this really stupidly long tangent about, oh, they're implementing a new search. Now you can search by genre, because you know how with Xbox there's Bing search. Who cares? You really need to bring that up in a presentation as one, like, this is a bullet point. Like a whole 5 or 10 minute presentation on, oh, you can search by genre, action, Bing, action, Microsoft, blah, 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 who cares? And, oh, you can search in different languages now, like, alright. I don't really care about different languages. You're in America. You're speaking to, I'm sure, at least 95% American speaking. Like, English is top priority. You do not need to show off, oh, now there's searches in Spanish. Like, you know, the people that speak Spanish aren't going to understand what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Because you're talking in English. I don't know. It was just really stupid that they went off on that. And now they're bringing the NBA League Pass, the NHL, it was called Game Center, where you can like stream the games from your console. Alright, about that, listen, nobody cares about that shit. I have not met one person. I've been on message boards, I've talked to numerous people on Xboxes, I watch what people play who are on my friends list. I don't see one person use the MLB, I don't see one person use ESPN. All I see people use is Hulu and Netflix and Crackle, like the cheap, the reason why no one uses the NBA or the MLB or the NHL, it's fucking expensive to use that. It's like in the ballpark of $100 for the season. And listen, a lot of sports fans, the games you want to watch are already available on cable television. You know, I'm not going to want to watch a fucking Tennessee Titans game or a Kansas City Royals game or a Clippers game or something like that. Like, those games just don't matter to me. I want to watch, I want to watch Knicks, I want to watch Mets, I want to watch Jets. Readily available on TV, and in some cases it's on multiple channels, so I'm not going to pay $100, $120, whatever it is, $80. I think there's like different levels of the subscription that you can get to watch games when, you know, I don't really know anyone that would do that. I don't know, I mean, I know some hardcore sports fans, but I don't think people would, they're usually just for one team, not for like, oh, I like the Kansas City Royals, I like the Cincinnati Reds, I like the Los Angeles Dodgers. Like, it's usually just one team, and it's usually the hometown team. So you don't need to push that across. That's just stupid. They're pushing the music across. That's also stupid. Listen, a lot of these features, like, all right, you can do searches. I have a computer for that. It's a way better search engine. For sports, I had to have cable TV. I have access to the MLB channel, the NBA channel, SNY, yes, which is Yankees. All the ESPNs, so why would I ever need that? Xbox Music, I have a computer, YouTube, iPod, tons of ways to stream music, don't really care about that. And then Microsoft went with this, I guess it's kind of a cool feature, but I just don't see, they always make it sound like it's going to be like a game changer, and it's never a game changer. It's called Xbox Smart Glass, which is pretty much, you can use your phone, your tablet, and it's not just, it doesn't have to be a Windows phone or a Windows tablet. It can be any phone, any tablet, any sort of mobile device, that sort of stuff. iPod Touch, I guess, I don't really know. But now you can interact with the games, interact with what you're watching, and I mean, it's kind of a cool feature. One example I remember them doing is, he watched Game of Thrones. You can like watch, if you're watching it on the tablet, then you can go back to the Xbox and watch it and start right from where you are. You know, typical things you would expect. But he was watching an episode of Game of Thrones on his Xbox on his TV, and he had his tablet, and it like showed a map of like the Game of Thrones map and like where they were in the journey. And like, all right, listen, that's a cool novel feature, and I'm sure I'll definitely check it out when, you know, it comes out. But that's something you're like, you use it for like 2 minutes, like, oh, that's cool. And what are you gonna follow the map every single time? Like, if you're a Game of Thrones fan, you know where they are. You don't need this little stupid map to kind of tell you, like, if that's a selling point for people to pick up a tablet, that's stupid. And then in terms of games, they showed like Madden 13, and you could use the tablet. You could like make plays and like alter plays. Like if you had a guy running like a slant, if you guys know football at all, you could like modify the slant, like draw your own little route, and I guess you can somehow like hike it and then choose the guy you want to pass. Like actually play the game with the tablet. But listen, controllers are always better. This is better. You know, don't give me the secondary bullshit controller. Give me this. This works. This works great. You know, I can call audibles with this. I can set new routes with this. Why is this wrong? You know, I don't need a tablet to do that. I'm not spending $500 just so I can, you know, oh, let me make a new little Madden play. Like, that's stupid. Stupid, 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 stupid. But the one thing that came good from the Smart Glass was they are bringing a web browser finally to Xbox. But for me, you know, why do that when I have a computer? That was my point. You know, everything that they're introducing, you already have better implementations of, like vastly better implementations of. So why not just use that instead of using, you know, the Nick Jr. Krusty version? And then, you know, they talked about Smart Glass for quite an amount of time, and then they went to talking about the new Tomb Raider. And all right, listen, I've never been a big Tomb Raider fan. This one looks okay, because it's definitely more like, how do I put this? It's a little bit like Uncharted, but I think it's more like you gotta be a little bit stealth-based. She has like a crossbow and a shotgun, and you gotta like shoot, you can like, it's more like you can shoot the environment and that sort of stuff to take care of the enemies. You're not just trying to shoot from behind cover. You can like shoot a piece of wood and it'll like knock a whole bunch of barrels down and kill a whole bunch of enemies. Or you can like use fire crossbows and shoot like the lamp that's hanging above the guys, and it'll like light them on fire or something like that. Alright, it looks cool. Exclusive DLC. I wish my sister would shut up. I don't even know if you guys can hear. Exclusive DLC, you know, day one. I hate when they do that. But Tomb Raider, you know, I'm not going to pick that up. It's single player only. It'll drop in price pretty quickly. And that's just not... No, don't care. Don't care. And then they announced new IPs, and this is the part where I was like, oh, you know, maybe this is when it'll get good. No, Send New Gods looks like a Shadow of the Colossus type game, button masher, that sort of nonsense. Don't really care about that. Yeah, whatever. It'll probably be a mediocre game. This game called Matter, which is a Kinect title. I have no clue what it's about. You know, probably won't even pick it up. So. And a game called Loco Cycle by Twisted Pixels is the company. You know, they didn't really show off anything. They were just little teaser trailers, and that was it pretty much. And that was, you know, for new IPs, they really didn't even seem that interested in the new IPs. It was like maybe a minute for 3 trailers, and that was it. And then my favorite part came, Resident Evil 6. I have been eagerly waiting for some, you know, actual gameplay footage, because all we've had at this point is trailers. So we got a live demo. What the hell is this Die Hard? Why did it look like Die Hard? Alright, it looks fun. I'm not going to say the game looks terrible. It looks like it'll be a lot of fun, and I will definitely probably get it day one. Whip through that co-op with Diglio, hopefully again, and that'll be the end of that. But I swear, alright, Leon, it was like a part with Leon. He's in some city. He's like kicking zombies. He's crawling on the ground. He's rolling on the ground. Now you can actually take cover behind stuff, because I guess the zombies will have guns at some point, and that's just... why is he taking cover? What the hell is this? He's like taking cover behind the door, and he pushes the door open. Like, what, are you fucking John McClane? Come on, dude. And there's like a part where you gotta like run towards the helicopter, and the helicopter like is all of a sudden malfunctioning, and you gotta do like the quick time events to get the helicopter, and it crashes through buildings, there's mad explosions. Like, are you serious? you know, Resident Evil 2 wasn't like that, and that was set in an actual city. You know, granted, not a big city, but it was set in a city. And now all of a sudden Resident Evil 6 is like, oh, biggest explosions in the whole entire world, like buildings falling, that sort of bullshit. Like, I'll get it, because in terms of actual gameplay, it looks fun, but this does not need to be a Resident Evil title at all. At all. Nothing is reminiscent of the classic Resident Evils. I guess this is their best attempt, though, at trying to bring the new style of Resident Evil over with the old style of Resident Evil, but it definitely looks more like the new side is way overpowering the old side, in my opinion. They showed off a game, Racketeers. It's like Angry Birds for Xbox. You like shoot. Why am I even talking about this? No one's gonna play this game. You like have like this like crossbow trebuchet thing, and you like shoot it, and you have different ways, and you like control it with your hands. And I don't care about that. Why would anyone want to play that? A game I'm actually curious about, I'm not even really a big fan of, though. South Park, The Stick of Truth. I'm not a South Park fan. It's kind of, I don't know. I just never really got into it. I don't find that sense of humor that funny. I need that quick Seinfeld humor. But it's supposed to be an RPG, but I need to see some gameplay. All I've seen is it just looks like South Park episodes, and I know that's the style that they're going for. But I would like to see, you know, how does the game actually function? Because it's an RPG, apparently. I guess it's a turn-based RPG. But how does it work like that? I'm just curious to see more about that game in general. Oh, this is where Microsoft might have hit an all-time low. An all-time low. They talk about Dance Central 3. And instead of, you know, just giving you a little demo of how the game works, they're like, oh, we worked with Usher on getting moves he uses in some... Usher sucks. Why the fuck does anyone like Usher? That's such girl bullshit. Problem number one, no gamers, and I'm pretty sure almost no males that are watching E3 are Usher fans. And they're like, oh, we worked with Usher to bring his moves he actually uses in his new songs into the game. And then, guess who comes out? Usher, to sing one of his songs, and the full song. Not even like, oh, here's a Costco sample, 1-minute clip, and he plays the game. No, he sung the whole entire song. Why? Like I say, no gamers care about Usher. I have not met one. I don't even think, who the hell even likes, you know, Usher had his moment back in like 1998. It's 2012. Time to move on. Why are you bringing Usher out to show Dance Central 3? If I was there, if I was at E3, I would have just gotten up and left. That's when you can't redeem yourself from that point. How do you ever redeem yourself? You better show me fucking Shenmue 3 if you're gonna redeem yourself, and they did not. Trust me. It was, oh, that was such an agonizing moment to watch, and everyone I was talking to, and everyone that was just laughing at Microsoft. Even that, you know, I had it on Spike TV. I was on Facebook talking with like Ken and Phone and that. And I had like a live blog from Kotaku, and even Kotaku was making fun of it. Like, everyone was making fun of it. That was Microsoft. Come on, use common sense. Gamers do not like Usher. That was the point where I knew there was no hope for this conference. And what do they end with? I want you guys to think about this. What do you think they're going to end with? What has been one of the biggest moving points for Xbox consoles? One of the biggest titles that sells on Xbox? Take a guess. Call of Duty. They showed off Black Ops 2. To be honest with you, listen, I fucking hate Call of Duty. Call of Duty 4 all the way. God bless Call of Duty 4, one of the greatest shooters I've ever played. They improved, it looks like they improved on the interface a little bit. They added some new little features, like he's got some sort of wrist thing. I don't know what that's about. I guess you can like guide airstrikes or that sort of stuff. And you can fly a jet now, you know. Welcome to 2012, Call of Duty. You know, Battlefield's been doing that since I don't know how long, that you can fly vehicles and that sort of stuff. And it just, how do you end a conference with Call of Duty? You know, that's your big selling point, is Black Ops, a game that's a multi-plat. You know, a bunch of these games are multi-plat. Let me go through the list. I'm sure Splinter Cell, that'll at least come out on PC. Tomb Raider, I believe that has the exclusive DLC, but that's coming out on PS3. Resident Evil 6, PS3 as well. Dance Central 3, that'll probably stay on Xbox if I remember correctly. I think the South Park game is multi-plat, and Call of Duty is multi-plat. But Microsoft has the exclusive DLC with Call of Duty as well. You know, they've been doing that for quite a few years now, so that's no surprise. But the Call of Duty demo was just... what's to be excited about? And that was the end of the conference. It just ended with Call of Duty. Thank you, call it a day. They didn't show anything. I had no one called Black Ops 2 knew about, Fable the Journey knew about, Gears of War had been like kind of talked about and rumored about beforehand. Splinter Cell, it just, you know, come with the surprise. People, you know, E3 back in the day, they put on the boxing gloves, they get ready to fight, and they would go into that conference, and they would, you know, they would try to kick some ass and try to really wow gamers and get them excited and hyped for the entire new fiscal year that's coming up. And no, Microsoft just, oh, well, these are the games we have. Yeah, Halo 4, you guys are excited about that, right? Like, I know it's late it's really late in the console generation in terms of when the new consoles are going to come out. So they're not going to want to take a whole bunch of new risks and bring a whole bunch of new IPs, but do something unexpected. Don't feed me exactly what I was expecting. And it was literally exactly what I was expecting. I didn't even expect that. You know, I was expecting, maybe they'll show off the new Xbox console. Maybe they'll do something to surprise me. And it was just a really lackluster conference. And at this point, Microsoft, 2 thumbs down. You know, hopefully, I know third party will come through. Third party always comes through. That's what E3 is really about now. It's not so much about the first party. It's the first party. So Sony, here's some graphs, here's some data, here's some pie charts, you know, oh yeah, we're the best because I made this pie chart of really, you know, biased data that doesn't actually show the truth, it just makes us look like the best. And Nintendo is just like, oh yeah, Wii U, which is, I think Nintendo, I'm going to say this right now, I think Nintendo is going to blow the shit out of Microsoft and maybe even Sony's. I don't think Sony's going to have that great of a conference. Their conference last year was really terrible. But that's later on tonight, so we'll see how that goes. And Nintendo is tomorrow, and I'm kind of hyped for that Nintendo because I think they had a presentation on Sunday just showing off the features and aspects of the Wii U system. So I think Tuesday, you know, yeah, they'll talk about the console a little bit more and show off some new little things. But it's going to be games. And that's what, it shouldn't be about, oh, we have NBA League Pass. Oh, you can play with your tablet. It should be games. Give me games. You know, I don't want to do Gears of War. I don't want a new Halo. All of these franchises they talked about have at least 3 sequels. Forza, Fable, Halo, obviously, Resident Evil. Resident Evil has like 1 million. Tomb Raider. What else? Call of Duty. All of these are well-established franchises, and that's why it's not surprising that we're getting sequels. Like, give me something like, I hate to say it all the time, but like Shenmue 3, or like maybe even like Go Wild and completely unrealistic, like a new sort of Chrono Trigger or Chrono Cross, that sort of game. You know, they could potentially make that a multi-plat. You know, that would blow the roof off. People weren't expecting that, but no, we don't get that, and we just get mediocrity. And it was just a really disappointing conference, and it sucked. For lack of a better word, it really sucked. But anyways, guys, that's done and over with. I think Ubisoft has a conference. Sony, like I said, is tonight, so expect another video soon. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace out.